And today, what I'd like to talk about is hybrid identity management with Windows Server Active Directory and Azure Active Directory. Um, Really, we are in a new world where we're in a mobile first, cloud first reality. We're seeing statistics that 63% of data breaches confirmed involved weak default or stolen passwords. 80% of employees admit to using non-approved software as a service application. They love spinning up those Dropbox and Box.com and Salesforce applications to really help them do their job better and make things more efficient. We're managing all this, but at the same time, our IT budgets are barely growing at all. We're seeing less than 1% growth year over year. So really that current reality looks a lot like this. We talked about all those SaaS applications out there that integrate nicely or enable users to be able to use some great applications and make things more efficient for them. But at the same time, we've got all of our mobile devices, our tablets, our phones, our laptops. Plus, we have to manage our on-premises environment, any of those managed devices that we can manage, and our internal Azure, internal Active Directory systems, right? So what's happening is that identity has become the new control plane. The reason we say that is because essentially you've got a situation where a user comes into your environment, they're using all kinds of web applications, right? And if they have to have user accounts for each of those they've got it on the corporate credit card and somebody gets let go or they leave, it's really, really difficult to track all those if they're individually managed, right? So with identity being the new control plane, you can manage thousands of apps with one identity. You can enable business without borders. You can manage access at scale, and you're offering cloud-powered protection, right? So with Azure Active Directory at the core of your business, you are now enabling this new identity as the control plane. The idea of firewalls being that single point of protection is really passe. Nobody's going to brute force a firewall anymore. Instead, they're just going to try a spear phishing attempt, with info from your website. Um, so really how this looks is, with Active Directory on premises in your current environment, and then you want to link up with all of those cloud applications, your Azure, your software as a service, Office 365, and any other public clouds out there. In between, you've got Microsoft Azure Active Directory. You can synchronize that back with your on-premises, and then you can tie that into all of those SaaS applications. This then allows you to offer self-service and single sign-on to your users for all of those applications, plus any of your internal on-premises areas that you're using username and passwords. That's then going to send that information back to your on-premises environment, so that everything will be synchronized across the landscapes, and you can extend it out to your customers and your partners, right? So it's a really powerful way to be able to enable your workforce, but also synchronize with your partners and customers when you want them to have access to certain areas. So the scenario really looks like this: thousands of apps with one identity, using single sign-on to any app using Microsoft Azure Active Directory. So you've got Windows Server Active Directory services, your other directories you may have, your SaaS applications that you want to synchronize with. You've got your web applications using the Azure Active Directory application portal, plus any integrated custom apps that you're using. So to take it one step further, you can actually use your Azure Active Directory domain services, right? Now that you've already integrated your Azure Active Directory using the protocols you currently use, it makes your lift and shift operations that much easier. So if you want to move your virtual machines up into Azure or any of your services up into a platform as a service solution, you've already got that integration and you're already using that username and password you're currently accustomed to using. If you'd like to know any more about hybrid identity management or really anything around Azure, click the link below. We're happy to help out, and otherwise, have a great day.